Well, hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is such a pleasure to be joining you all today. Thank you so much. I'm just really grateful to be here. Number one, thank you, each and every one of you, for all of the um, birthday wishes, the text messages, the emails, the phone calls. That has certainly meant the world to me, and I'm really grateful for that. It has been just a really hectic time for me. Actually preparing to head out of town for a couple of days for vacation. As I said, it's just been a really, really hectic time, and with school. And of course, I'm working as a success coach at school, and then I have things going on where I'm actually taking classes still and working toward another degree, as well as the prison ministry and everything else that's going on, men's ministry, just the list goes on and on and on. So there's a lot happening in my life right now. And, as many of you know, I was almost out of here several years ago. So I'm always grateful for another birthday. Because several years ago, um, I was really on the verge of not being here. Let's just put it like that. Very, very close. And so I count every single day as a blessing, every single day. What I want to do right now, I just want to encourage you fathers out there. Father's Day comes about once a year, and we celebrate so many different things in our society. Um, and I really believe that we're in a time, or have been in a time when a lot of men have felt marginalized, quite frankly. Men have been marginalized. Um, they have not been appreciated, or they've been underappreciated. Um, our society certainly does not celebrate manhood or masculinity. And I'm not talking about toxic masculinity. I'm just talking about what it means to be a good father, a good leader, good husband, a good friend, a good brother, good partner. And our society doesn't celebrate those things anymore. We've elevated anything and everything else above that. And I want to encourage you, man. I have been blessed, so blessed with the opportunity to have been a father. And um, I, when I was coming up, my dad wasn't around. And I'm very honest and very frank with that. He wasn't around for whatever reasons. My parents were married, but my dad left, and I won't get into all of the details there, but he wasn't around. And there was a massive hole in my life. And many of you can attest to this as sons. There was a massive hole in my life, and no matter what I did, that hole could not be filled. It just couldn't be patched up. And I found myself acting out, and we all act out in different ways. As I got older and I became an adult, they were sometimes destructive, to be quite frank. And I found myself in situations and doing things that I had no business doing. But thank God for His grace and for His understanding and for His love, and continuing to cover me even through those difficult moments that I experienced. So as I grew up and became a man, and I made certain choices, and I ended up becoming a single father. And what was important to me was to be the best father that I could possibly be. And initially, I wasn't, I would say I wasn't the best father that I could be. I would say that initially I was just trying to do everything that I thought my dad, trying not to do everything that I might thought my dad would do. I wanted to be the exact opposite of my dad, and that was the wrong way to approach it. I hope some men are hearing this evening. That was the wrong way to approach it. Working so hard not to be like my father. Um, that wasn't good. That wasn't healthy. And again, that put a strain on a relationship between my son and myself. But when I began to let go of the anger and the hurt and the resentment that I had toward my own father, when I started turning those things over to the Lord, things began to change in my life. When I spent less time focusing on what happened between my father and me, and focus more on the life that I could have with my son, engaging and being a good father, learning what it meant to be a good father. We really began studying what it meant to be a good father. None of us is perfect. Let me make that very clear. None of us is perfect. But I started asking questions. I asked people, what does it take to be a good father? What does it take to be a good man? What does it take to be a good friend? I started asking that of people. Began to surround myself with men who I saw as good fathers. I really got into reading the scriptures, reading the word. And as I read the word in Deuteronomy and in Proverbs and even in Psalms, and I began to see the character of God and what that looked like and how I could exemplify that as a father in relation to my son. When I began to really work on those things, my life began to change, and the relationship between my son and myself began to change, and it began to blossom, and we began to get closer and open up to each other. And I'm so grateful that I had that opportunity and that I made that change. I stopped focusing on that. And there are many of you out there who I know understand where I'm coming from. That you've been hurt by your fathers. Maybe you've been abandoned. You've been mistreated. There's been things that have happened in your life um, the things that happen in your life that maybe you don't understand, and you're living your life now as a father trying to either A, make up for what you were lacking when you were a child, or maybe you're not as available, as open emotionally and spiritually as you should be to your child. I want to encourage you, men, this Father's Day to let go of whatever hurts, whatever disappointments, whatever injuries, whatever's happened to you in your past. Turn that over to the Father and start living life from now moving forward, from this moment now moving forward. You can't change whatever happened in the past. You can't make up for lost time. You can't try to outlive or outdo something that you thought your father should have done with you, or become emotionally bankrupt um, with your own child. I would encourage you, turn all that stuff over, let it go. You would develop a relationship with your children that will be timeless and, dare I say, enviable to a lot of people. As I've had conversations with people over the years, one of the things that I've noted is that a lot of people would come up and say how unusual and special the relationship I have with my son. And that took work. And it continues to take work. Relationships take work. Being a good father, being a good parent takes work. It takes time. It takes an investment, personal investment, sacrifice, going above and beyond what you might normally do. It takes a lot, but it's worth it in the end. So I want to encourage you guys out there this Father's Day. Let go of that stuff, whatever's going on in your past, however you've been hurt, however you've been disappointed, maybe you've been betrayed by your own father, whatever's happened, Or maybe you had a great father. So there were the guys out there who've had great fathers. But I want to encourage you to be the best father that you can be now. Surrender all of that stuff over to the Lord. Get in your word, read your Bible, surround yourself with people, with men who are willing to sow and invest into your life. Men who are good fathers, great fathers, men who are individuals of good character, who love their families, who are willing to sacrifice, who exemplify all the characteristics, or maybe some of the characteristics that you're looking for. Men who are honorable, men who are open with their children. Surround yourself with those individuals. And I promise you, when you surround yourself with them, you'll find that who you are as a person, you become a better person. You become a better father, and you become a better man. Our children need to see strong men. Our children need to see godly men. Our children need to see committed men. Our children need to see men uh, who uh, who are willing to go above and beyond the status quo, who are willing to go beyond the mediocre standard that is set in our society. Men who are leaders, men who know how to love, men who know what it means to care, men who knows what it is to share, men who are devoted to being good fathers. They need to see that. They need to see men who are masculine. Um, they need that. They need to see men who are masculine, not afraid to be masculine. Um, and masculinity doesn't mean that you're, beating people up and smacking them around. Masculinity means that you're willing to take responsibility for your life and your actions, and your decisions. That you're willing to lead even when it's uncomfortable. That you're willing to step out and sacrifice for your family. Sometimes sacrifice your own desires. There are times where you sacrifice your own desires for the bigger picture. And so I want to encourage you all to certainly take those steps because that will be radically transformative. And trust me, you'll be grateful. You'll look down the line years later, and you'll see everything that's happened. Doesn't mean by doing all of that everything's going to turn out perfect. Because that doesn't mean that at all. There will be challenges. There will be difficulties. There will be hurdles. But there's also going to be a tremendous amount of joy that comes with that. There's a tremendous amount of joy and happiness and peace with knowing that you're giving it your all and that you're being um, the father that you're meant to be, not um, not in the image of another man, um, not in trying to run and escape what was done to you or how you were hurt, how you were betrayed, or anything else, but you are living a life that you were made to live because God made you that way. God designed you to be that way. God uh, put everything that you need inside of you, and He's just surrounding you with people who are going to help you to develop those things, to develop what's already there. So, congratulations to all the men out there who are stepping up to the plate, who are being great fathers, who are being great leaders, who are making the investments in their children's lives, who are saying, you know what, I'm going to be there for my son. I'm going to be there for my daughter, not just financially, but I'm going to be there spiritually. I'm going to be there when they need to talk. I'm going to be an open ear to them. Uh, I'm going to um, I'm going to be a father. I'm going to be a dad, and I want to be a good dad. So shout out to all the fathers out there who are doing that. Happy Father's Day to you guys. Thank you so much, my brothers and ours. Our children need us. They need us. Look at what's going on in society around us. Our children need us. You hear me? And you men out there, you men who love your children, can make a tremendous difference. You can make a tremendous difference. So I'm excited about this Father's Day. Again, happy Father's Day. And again, thank you so much for the amazing birthday shout outs. Like I said, that means the world to me. As I said before, every day matters to me. You knew who I was several years ago. And again, how I was almost out of here. You understand why every day is so precious to me and why it's even more valuable to me to be a father to my child. And so, who's now a grown man. So I'm a little bit older than I look, but I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. You guys have an amazing Father's Day. Let's celebrate today. Moms, let them know. Let the dads know that they matter. Kids, let your dads know that they matter. Let them know. Like I said, we just celebrate everything else. Everything else. You got balloons, parades, all the stuff going on. Let's celebrate fathers. We need fathers to step up. Let's encourage our dads. Let's empower our dads. Let's support our dads. Um, let's be there for our dads. All right. God bless you guys, and I look forward to sharing with you again here really soon. Take care.